what I'd like to do now is I'd like to do like a pre-meditation. So now we're all gonna, and we've not gotten yet into how to do the practice, and I'll explain. But now let's go ahead and straighten up. Take the crown of your head and push it up towards the ceiling. And now smile. And now what we're going to do is we're looking for a seed of compassion that we're going to grow. And so now look into your past for a time when somebody had real compassion for you and you felt that compassionate love. And so let me tell you a little bit more about compassion. So compassion is a quality of firstly being understood. Okay, you're looking back for a time that you were understood and your suffering and your struggle and your just particular difficulty and stress was understood by another person. And they also had a quality of really being with you, accompanying you. And they weren't necessarily stressed. They were with you in your difficulty. And there was this kind of glowing quality of love that you felt from them. And if no particular moment is standing out, you can fabricate one. Okay, I'm assuming that everybody's got that. So good, just stay with that for a moment. Okay, good. So now we're going to do a series of breathing exercises and actually a moment of chanting, and then we'll get into the practice, and there'll be more instructions as to how to do this. And I'm going to read Ken McLeod's instructions for doing Tong Len. But before we do, even though like it's not maybe yet real clear how to do Tong Len, are there any questions right now? Okay, all right, let's assume not. Okay, very good. All right, okay, so good. So, all right, we're gonna start with chanting. Let me say something about chanting. So we Westerners like, yep, we get it. Meditation's good, no problem. Scientifically backed, yep, no problem. Even breathing exercises, that sounds fine. But chanting seems a little bit weird. Well, I don't know if there's been any studies on chanting, but chanting is really interesting and helpful. It like really just like kind of shocks you out of your normal conditioned mind and gets you to a place of presence like nothing else can. So just take my word on it and try to chant as fervently as possible. And we're just going to chant, we're going to breathe in and then chant Om, breathe in, chant Om, breathe in, chant Om, and then Om Shanti, 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 Om peace, peace, peace. You'll pick up with it. You'll all follow along. All right, so we're going to bring the hands to heart center and breathe in deeply. Om. Inhale deeply. Breathe in deeply. Breathe in deeply. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Breathe in deeply. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Okay, good. We're going to inhale the arms up. Retain the breath, bring the arms out to the side. I'm going to start exhaling, and we're going to start bringing the hands towards each other, and they're going to meet right in front of the heart. Inhale. Retain the breath, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, folding the arms and the hands towards each other, extending the exhale, which forces the vagus nerve to excrete its hormone. Inhaling. Retain the breath, arms out to the side. Now starting to fold the hands towards each other, exhaling. This prolonging the exhale brings about relaxation through stimulating the vagus nerve. All right, inhale. Now interlace the fingers, bring the fingers and hands down to the head and go over to your right side. Deep stretch in the left side body, holding the breath. And then exhale, coming back to center, dropping the hand, and inhale. Retain the breath, bring the arms down, the hands down to the head, over to your left side, deep stretch in the right side body, holding the breath. Exhale, coming back to center, and we're moving the body and we're moving the hands like we're moving them through syrup. That really induces mindfulness. Okay, and inhale one more time. Now turn to your right, bring the arms down and look over your right shoulder. Retaining the breath. And then exhaling with the movement of coming back to center. Okay, now inhale the arms up one more time. Look to your left, turn to your left, bring down the arms, look over your left shoulder for a deep twist, retaining the breath. Exhaling back to center. Okay, good. Okay, now we're just going to do a bit of a tour of the senses, and then we're going to get into Tong Len. And the touring of the senses kind of opens up peripheral awareness. Okay, so opening the eyes, coming into the visual field with a sense of friendliness and appreciation. So there's this kind of interpenetration of metta, friendliness, and awareness in the visual field. And we're noticing how everything's just happening by itself. Now we're just going to gently close the eyes if you like. And then look at the objects that are arising in the internal visual field. And again, just this quality of receptivity, friendliness, and awareness. And then letting that go. Now bringing your attention to the external auditory field. So just listening. And then having the same quality of just receiving things as they are. And it always helps to smile when we meditate. So we're smiling sweetly. Just taking it all in. And with this curiosity of awareness and this friendliness. Now bring your attention to internal hearing. So if you have any talk going on in the mind, again, the same quality, unconditional receptivity. And letting that go, taking a deep breath and feeling the whole body all at once. And exhaling, feeling the whole body all at once. We do a very quick body scan, so feeling the legs. Greeting the legs with a smile. Then feeling the hips, and again, this quality of sweetness and receptivity. Now the whole torso, noticing the rising and falling of the abdomen and the chest. Now it's all taking care of itself. Now feeling the arms and the shoulders and the hands. Now the front of the neck and the back of the neck. Now the face, the head. Okay, good. So that's our preliminaries. Now I'm going to go and read Ken's instructions on how to do Tong Len, and I'll send this out in an email as well. Okay. So begin your meditation session by resting attention in the experience of breathing, letting the mind and body settle. Then open your awareness to everything around you. Everything you see, hear, touch, smell, or taste. Include everything you feel in your body and all your emotions and thoughts. And then say to yourself, this is like a dream. And ask, what experiences this? Don't try to answer the question, just ask it and rest there for a few moments. Now, think about all the struggles you have had in your life, in your family, with illness, at school, at work, with failures and disappointments, grief and loss. And now think of how everyone else in the world has the same struggles. Some might have it a bit easier and some a bit harder. And think how they all want to be free from their suffering, free from their struggles, just the same as you. Think also about everything that brings you joy, happiness, meaning, and peace to your life. Your health, your talents, skills, and abilities, your successes, your family, friends, colleagues, your home or garden. And now think how every being wants the same kind of joy, confidence, peace, and freedom. Let's rest in that for just a moment. It's like, yes, we all want the same thing, and we all have the same struggles. Now here, this is where we start with the Tong Len instructions. So now breathe out gently and imagine that you are giving away to all beings everywhere, everything that brings you joy, happiness, peace, meaning, well-being in your life. So again, you're giving away all your peace and happiness on the out breath to all beings. And imagine that it takes form of light, a gentle white light like silver of the moonlight. The light comes from your heart and goes through your nostrils and carries all your joy and happiness to all beings everywhere. And now as you breathe in, imagine taking in all the pain of the world, suffering, illness, depression, obsession, aggression, grief, injury, oppression, poverty, hatred, and even mental illness. The pain of being harmed and also the pain of causing harm. Everything that leads people to struggle in their lives. Imagine that it all coalesces in a thick, heavy, black smoke that comes into you through your nostrils and into your heart where you feel it. And we're doing this for all beings without bias or preference, which is equanimity. Okay. And again, as you breathe out, you send out all your joy and happiness. And as you breathe in, take in all their pains and struggles. And we're using the visualization to aid this. So again, on the in-breath, you see all this black smoke come into your nostrils, goes down into your heart. And then on the out-breath, white light, silver like moonlight. And that goes out and that represents all your well-wishing and all your joy, that you're giving away your happiness to others. And so we're both touching the suffering of others, and we're also feeling our joy as we give it away as well, in addition to the visualization. And as with any practice, there's always a bit of groping and grasping. So we're just doing our best here. So we just do this over and over, and it's important to do both with each breath, touching your happiness and sending it out, and touching their struggles and taking them in. So we're letting the well-wishing and then the taking on of suffering ride the breath. As we're doing this, we may encounter emotional resistance, either to give away what you cherish or towards taking on what you fear and loathe. No matter what, include your resistance in the practice. Okay, good. We'll keep going for about another 10 minutes with this. I'll add here that I've often done this in a kind of thematic way. So for example, if something's coming up in my life like loneliness or confusion, then I'll do Tong Len just for the loneliness or confusion that other beings experience. That's another way to do this. This is a new practice. It's always going to be messy. So we're just being patient and sweet with ourselves, understanding how messy it can be at the beginning. And taking on all the suffering on the in-breath, giving away all our peace and happiness on the out-breath. And then it's helpful to keep a bit of a smile. There's a sweet, compassionate smile. If the mind wanders, we just catch it and just gently bring it back, happy that we've caught it. Back to the meditation. Holding the posture erect, pushing up towards the ceiling with the crown of the head. maintaining a bit of a smile, and again taking in all the suffering on the in-breath and giving away all our peace on the out-breath. Okay, we'll start wrapping it up, but before we do, just go ahead and relax the body just a bit, relax the mind, drop any technique, and now look at the quality of the mind itself. If you can see the mind itself, is there a quality of openness, receptivity, friendliness, open awareness, the natural state? Okay, good. So we'll wrap that up. So may this meditation work through us in such a way that others benefit as well.